You are back.
I grow so bored with slaughtering these mindless training droids.
Malak told us what happened to you. You are a shell of what you once were.
I was one of the first who joined your cause.
We have sworn allegiance to Malak. He has led the Sith to conquest and victory. You are not fit to rule the Sith anymore.
Who dares intrude on our meditations? You know the penalty for... I'm just one of the Sith apprentices. Nobody important. I was injured when my master sent me and 2 other apprentices out to investigate a ship that crashed here recently. We didn't find the ship, but we stumbled across one of those rancors. It wasn't even full grown, but it took all 3 of us to bring it down.
I am glad to see my training has not been in vain.
Forgive me, Master. I didn't recognize you. Lord Malak told us all you were dead.
You don't even remember me, do you?
Spare me. I didn't know you still lived. I've seen the torture my master uses on spies. You couldn't do anything worse than that. But you are the master I swore allegiance to. I will not betray you. I'll tell you whatever you want to know.
A team of Jedi have penetrated our defenses.
What do you want to know?
Revan.
Lord Revan, do you think I'm an idiot? Revan is dead. Everyone knows that. The Jedi Council killed him.
It looks like the Dark Lord was right.
I don't know. I swear, I'm just an apprentice. Why would they tell me anything like that?
Darth Malak will reward us greatly for destroying Revan.
Lord Malak told us you still lived. Revan. I intensified my training tenfold in hopes I would get the chance to face you in mortal combat. Darth Malak warned me you might return.
You are the true master. Whatever you command, I shall do.
Destroy them. Destroy them all.
Your time is over, Revan.
No. Please have mercy. Lord Revan, it's physically impossible for me in any case.
But I won't make that same mistake. My pets will make short work of Revan.
We will not fail you, Master.
Remember, tell my master that I answered all your questions. I want to stay on his good side. I don't know much about the Starforge, but I hear it has something to do with this temple.
Kuyami just kuna chitanai. Ina kun mama rulira rachikun slimo padona. Rundi hadonga chihonkabi.
That one's taken care of. Check. Okay, let's stick together.
Tong katong smaktelia.
Right.
Don't worry. This is Canderous.
Let's get this ship fired up to get off this planet.
Rundi hadonga chihonkabi.
I see it. Don't worry.
The stabilizers won't do much good if we don't disable that disruptor field first.
We'll figure out a plan to take care of them.
Achuta, manga kumbis dolbe kikunyana, tong patogas maktelia, ako chekopa. Jeno mulirar keng pajata bis yo bon konki pankpa. Chimpala cheska muli, tonerana no prata donka serce doma wana kombes toma. Ne shakshi lorja kinku no ba mulere raji kun, manga kumbis dolbe kikunyana, tong patogas maktelia. Uita na tanya yeta, wata yamaka wama okakne. Ashwaktorong, patoga. Wana kumbis chikmala mol tomki. Latin ongodo neba. Je picasa. Dopa yuma pesun joy je dokola wesh. Tonga bunsha no. Wanga kumbis ken. Bamulera. Chunyon tun jiji ite duana. Kabe volpe molje gomana. Wikita natanya yitya.
Time to pay attention. Got it. Wait a minute. Do you understand these creatures? You must have learned their language when you came here in search of the secrets to the Starforge, back when you were still Revan. Though I hoped you would not be so quick to embrace the being you once were. I can feel the power of the dark side emanating from that space station. It almost feels like it's alive. That must be where Malak has taken Bastila.
Revan no mulira. Chona mulira, tonk Revan.
I don't know what he said, but it sounds like your guide's being stubborn. Not exactly the way I would have handled it, but...
Why
do I get the feeling this is going to take a while?
King no pangpa, mola reconkile.
Fooey.
Konkile no ba. Watatime, yokola, unko, molare. Watawama molare. Ken kunjo peswak. No ba molare ji. Jon yon te, chiwi datia. Bola on chinek. Ba molares limo ran con bes ken. We ita natanya yitya. Kote chanai. Topa togas materia. Mana tota. Akuji gratong bola jeshwa konatong. John King no pangpa mola reconkile. Konkile no ba. Watatime yokola unko molare. We ita natanya yitya. Kote chanai. Watawama molare. Ken kunjo peshwak. No ba molare ji. Jon yon te chiwi datia. Bola on chinek. Ba res limo ran con bes ken. We ita natanya yitya. Kote chanai, topa togas materia, mana tota. Akuji gratong bola jeshwa konatong. John King no pangpa mola reconkile. Konkile no ba. Watatime yokola unko molare. Shachi kien lorcha watawama. Kaba volve molche gomana. King kun shaking, ne ken kun no molara jikon. Wama kumbes. Chimpala mule tunerana pruta, donke serche doma doma. Achuta, wanga kumbis dolpe kikunyana, don patogas maktelia, uite na danya yeta. Wata yamaka wama okakne. Ashwaktoyon, patoga. Wana kumbis chikmala mul tonki. Latinongo do neba. Jepikasa, dopa yuma pesun joy, je tokola wesh. Mana tota. Akuji gratong bola jeshwa konatong. John King no pangpa mola reconkile. Konkile no ba. Watatime yokola unko molare. Watawama molare. Ken kunjo peshwak. No ba molare ji. Jon yon te chiwi datia. Bola on chiknek. Ba res limo ran con bes ken. We ita natanya yitya. Kote chanai. Topa togas materia. Latinongo do neba. Jepikasa. Dopa yuma pesun joy je tokola wesh. Tabis yo bon konki pankpa. Chimpala cheska mule. Tonerana no prata donka serche doma wana kombes toma. Ne shakshi lorja kinku no ba mulere raji kun. Tabis yo bon konki pankpa. Chimpala cheska mule. Tonerana no prata donka serche doma wana kombes toma. Tuniporo. Rana prata donka serja. Hachu apenke. Ne shakshi lorja kinku no ba mulere raji kun. Tonga bumsha no. Wanga kun biske ba mulera. Watawama mulere. Ken kunjo peshwak. No ba mulere ji. Jon yon te chiwi datia. Bola on chiknek. Ba res limo ran con bes ken. Mana tota. Akuji gratong bola jeshwa konatong. John King no pangpa mola reconkile. Konkile no ba. Watatime yokola unko molare. Watawama molare. Ken kunjo peshwak. No ba molare ji. Jon yon te chiwi datia. Bola on chiknek. Ba res limo ran con bes ken. Tuniporo. Rana prata donka serja. Hachu apenke. Uite na danya yeta.
We better stay ready. So you just tell that guide of yours to do whatever he has to do to get us all inside the temple.
Ako cheko. Jeno mulera ken paja slemo portuana. Tonga bumsha no. Wanga kun biske. Ba mulera. Chunyon tun jiji ite tuana. Cabe volpe molche komana, wanga kumbiske, bamulera.
The doors are unlocked and you don't have to worry about the droids or the gun turrets in the next room.
Slim jo Dwana?
Come on, follow me. Let's move together.
Major, I'll need you to confirm the code that I'm sending to your personal communicator.
I'll do it. One nasty surprise coming up. That one's down. Add one to the dud pile.
What? Are they part of the group of prisoners we took off that freighter?
No. I'll keep an eye out. Wait a minute. What's going on here?
Ni bajoni yo lak wish. Hakoji kopa? Jino mula rakam piak.
What? What do you mean?
Pasen lapti non goto. Kipuna na bonsha. Kava volpa muli kumana. Tonga boksha nagnong. Kava dumpa kupaliaya moka pata. Nikin kun na bule mule raji kun. Chuni yun ni Gigi Aldwana. Kava volpa muli kumana? Tonga boksha nagnong.
Towards no one, tearing
Tonga bok sha nak nong. Kin kun shin kin na bon sha. Kava volpa muli kumana? Kava volpa mulji gumana? Randi I chawa tongbola Johnny Ku, Yumawamanibo Lora Waisha Waga Shichi. Kava dumpa kupaliaya moka pata. Nikin kun na bule mule raji kun. Shuni yun ni chichi aldwana. Kumana. Kava dumpa kupaliaya moka pata. Tonga bok sha nak nong. Kin kun shin kin. Nikin kun na bule mule raji kun. Kava dumpa kapalia monapata. Bonanakachu. Yin kin kun no ba mule rachi kun. Tong na bun shanuyang. Kin kun shin kin. Kava volpa muli kumana. Hachu apanki. Jishawa anibong ka sha chona si ichua byongbo joni. Bonanakachu. Tong na bun shanuyang. Tonga bok sha nak nong. Shuni yun ni chichi aldwana. Minamambato mule ra. Hakugri katkota la parabola. Randi I chawa tongbola Johnny Ku. Yumawamanibo Lora Waisha Waga Shichi. Watawama muliri kin kun chopeshwa no ba mule raji.
Revan, I knew you'd come for me.
Sarah, she in a trance or something? It's me. I'm here.
Kuyami Tangabun shan nang.
Your friend says you were talking to yourself, then you collapsed and lost consciousness.
Ni bajoni yo la wish.
Yes.
Hakuji kapa?
Yes. You're my friend. I want to help you.
Ashantitun unumani patoka wana kuna best chinga para multonki.
How exactly do you know Sarah here?
Well,
Gino mularak kampiak slimjo puanwandwana.
I'm Major Herga of the 6th 2nd Battalion. Most of my unit was sacrificed for the sake of better strategic position in the last land battle against the Republic. Luckily, only my arm was injured in the attack. I could still make a break for it when we were overrun. Lord Malak ordered that any enlisted Sith soldiers fleeing the battle be gunned down for desertion. I just hope no one ever finds out what I've done.
Tangabun shan nang. Wanga kun beast kin ba mularak choni yun tun gigi either dwana.
The fear of Lord Malak keeps the troops in line. It makes my job as an officer easier too. Nobody ever questions any of my orders.
I saw a lot of corpses on my way here.
Anyone not accompanied by a Sith officer will be attacked on sight.
Don't worry. I have no plans on leaving Sarah Dagana in this place by herself.
Chinapala mula tonki ba non tontek.
Yes. Can you help?
Rundi ichawa tongbola Johnny Ku. Yumawamanibo Lora Waisha Waga Shichi.
And you have to get killed in the process? This all sounds like a repeat of the Formidable. What if this time it's even worse? There's a small tunnel just up ahead that'll take us into
Kipuna! Bona na kichu!
All right, I get your point. So what is our next move? Where do we go from here?
Rundi ichawa tongbola Johnny Ku.
I guess that leaves me. Verbal, the entity you detected, are we close?
I don't know.
What? What do you mean?
Verbal, has your scan picked anything up? Any idea what it could be? I want some answers. I want the truth.
Wanga kum kiba bu mulerag.
So what is it? I figured a former Republic war hero turned Dark Lord of the Sith wouldn't need much time.
Kavavolpa muli kumana.
I guess I shouldn't be surprised. I'm here for Sarah.
Of course.
She's a former Sith, and you're a Jedi. Hardly the most typical of companions.
Chinapala mule, tonki ba non tontek, tunni chachon kun ne mule brabast. Mucha shakapaka, tonk ki ba nukunek.
Are you fully equipped? I can only see it getting hairy from here on out, and I don't think you'll get another chance. Trust me.
Chinapala mule, tonki ba non tontek.
And naturally, attached to Verbal's frame is a receiver for that signal. This should allow me to open a channel of communication between us.
Kakin chana guana brakon.
I'll go on ahead. Wait here.
Major Herka.
Minamambato mule ra. Hakugri katkodala parabola.
What?
I'm more scared of him than I am of you.
Tangabun shan omnang. Wanga kun beast kin ba mula ra. Choni yun tun gigi either dwana. Kava volpa mulji gumana?
I'll keep an eye out.
Okay.
Let's move together.
Kipuna na bonsha. Hakugri katkodala parabola. Hudu, Tunirama na praka donko searcha chupapanki.
Oh dear.
Kipuna na bonsha. Hudu. Watawama muliri kin kun chopeshwa no ba mule raji. Sangabun shan omnang. Wanga kun beast kin ba mularak choni yun tun gigi either dwana. Kava volpa mulji gumana?
My senses indicate that it is the location of the entity that was previously interfering with my scan.
Chinapala mule, tonki ba non tontek, tunni chachon kun ne mule brabas.
Kobayashi out.
Tangabun shan omnang, kava volpa mulji gumana? Ni bajoni yo lak wish, dopayuma pasen lapti non goto. Minamambato mule ra, hakugri katkodala parabola.
Okay. Ma'am?
Got it. Wow. That's powerful stuff. I'm getting dizzy. Already. No, I won't!
Ma'am? Is everything alright?
No. Don't torture me. I'll do what you want. Guards! Help! Guards. I'm gonna black out if I take much more. Damn it! You used some kind of Jedi mind trick on me.
Chinapala mule, tonki ba non tontek.
I can't take much more of this.
Yes, sir. Your threats don't scare me. Come along now. Wait, just who exactly are you? How do I know you're a dark Jedi? What the? I'm sorry, ma'am.
What? What do you mean?
I don't know.
Blast! Can't do it.
You're right. Major, I'm sorry, but you're going to need to go to the medical bay with some of my men.
Bona na kachu, kicha badwang, wanga kum kiba bu mulera, kakin chak nawagawa bakon, donk kiba nukunek.
This is madness.
Yes, you are a dark Jedi.
I should never have agreed to this.
Unfortunately, my sensors have been unable to operate at an optimum efficiency for the duration of the scan.
If I help you, you sign my death warrant.
Randi I chawa tongbola Johnny Gu. Yumawamanibo Lora Waisha Waga Shichi. Tangabun Shan Nong. Wanga kun bis kin ba mularak. Choni yun tun Gigi either dwana. Dopayumas pasen latin gut.
Ikukuno no ba mulira jikun. Tonghit kun chonching. Hakupa chekopa.
It's open.
Kavadumpa kapalia monapata. Bonanakachu.
If matus kalmartas, mihon yun nagusfael. And the Rashidakrakashur, Stofa Arnamer.
Tung abashun ni chunchi, tangit wama jikona. Just cronky to patslimo. Chino molirani bubo, tonking ba, no kunetsak, tangit wama jikona. Chopa chawa wisyun kun. Chiwi aita ka chong chicha.
Jennifer Makanshoko. Shalakanif.
Chiwa aita kang ki jiyokaku. Kon mulis limo poi wanga kun viskin. Chubachi jopa kun wata. Kimba no kun nik dota.
And the Rashidakrakashur, Stofa Arnamer.
Uba baska dwana chichopa muska. Kakincha nawabagaon. Kimba nikcha lora kun. Chi itakanki changa kilikon. Kon mulis limo poi wanga kun viskin. Chopa chawa wisyun kun. Chiwi aita ka chong chicha. Chubachi jopa kun wata. Kimba no kun nik dota. Tumirana no prata donko sercha doman toma.
If matus kalmartas, mihon yun nagusfael. Anda fundamas dos bendis.
Chachiska. Topa na oto vokasa.
Jennifer Makanshoko. Shalakanif.
Kipuna na bonsha. Kavadumpa kupaliaya mokarpata.
But I think your plan is gonna get us both killed.
Rundi I chawa tongbola Johnny Gu.
Ikukuno no ba mulira jikun. Tonghit kun chonching.
Tonghai tuam Gigi yumalith pa ang inkotu. Tolba da bunkwalya de nago chuchut. Kachi chuay sa haudunga. Kawan na boda ayut tagwa. Kankidora.
Tonghai tuam Gigi jumblumpa. Nitapoe tikito.
Rundi I chawa tongbola Johnny Gu. Yumawamanibo Lora Waisha Waga Shichi.
Bagrasha kun tichaka Jodo jitbungarantang.
Jishawa anibong kasha chonasi ichua byongbo jone. Minamambato mule ra. Hakugri katkota la parabola.
Nitapoe tikito. Dolpa da bongwalea gandona chuchut. Janshak bulara. Umrao chis gaduchi. On chuban yishka yanki. Titoke gratung.
Tangabun shan omnang. Kava volpa mulji gomana?
Kachi chu ita dundonga. Yumalita kuto dun.
Tonki ba non tontek. Tunni chachon kun ne mule brabast.
Tolpa da pongwale kandun nangugu chut.
Yi ki kun no ba mula draki chichon.
Chekupa?
Tanga boksha nagnong.
Mogisha ponka bola wana chikne. Pamule slimo podadada nanga kumbist.
Bona nakachu kicha badwang. Wanga kumkiba bu mulera kakin chak nawagawa bakon. Donk kiba nukunek. Kakin cha na kwat na bonkon. Wana kumbes chi pala mulek. Tonki pa nagnonek. Tu nikton chun ke nemolek rabest.
Kupa.
Tanga boksha nagnong. Kin kun shin kin. Nikin kun na bule mule raji kun. Shuni yun ni jiji aldwana. Kava volpa muli kumana? Kava dumpa kapalia monapata? Bona nakachu. Yin kin kun no ba mule rachi kun. Tong na bun shanuyang. Rundi I chawa tongbola Johnny ku. Yumawama nibo lora waisha waga shichi. China pala mule. Tonki ba non tontek, tunni chachon kun ne mule brabast. Hachu apanki, jishawa anibong kasha chonasi ichua byongbo joni, minamambato mule ra.
Jino mule ra kekpaija, kislimu potuama?
Atuyama kama wona henak nek, bugra shak kunti chiwa mchawa, dong abuk shami nonok. Shachika ton mulaka watayumaka wamahona nek. Ashantik ton unumni patoka ni bajoni yo lak wish. Dopayuma pasen lapti non goto. Wana kuna best chinga para multonki.
Banik chalora kun, chopa chawa wisyun kun. Chi itakanki changa kilikon.
Kuyami juz kachita, naipatoga ya fulki, kukula jiti. Kawana bota aayut tagwa. Kankidora tikun watati mana ithabola.
Tiskadu sukikumpa na bona naikachu.
Ronda di hotonga kun hankabi.
Slinjo puanwandwana?
Kavadum ku pelio botenya. Mucho shak pakat. Kieno no namapaole rachikun. Yikukumo no ba mulira tikun. Jeda badwana ni dibobo. Dong nabung sha nununya. Takom jus tak miki grabal mogo. Achuta.
Wanga kun pistol piking kunyana. Moga shampongpa. Tonga bug sham uninong.
Ni bajoni yo lak wish. Dopayuma pasen lapti non goto.
Kachi chu ay donga. Tulpata bonk molya gando danago chuchut. Moga shampongpa. Bolawana chikni.
Rundi I chawa tongbola Johnny ku. Yumawama nibo lora waisha waga shichi.
Takum justak miki grabal mogo.
Slinjo puanwandwana?
Kachi chu ay donga. Moga shampongpa. Yin kin kun no ba muli ra chinkun. Tong ay tun kun ching. Ni bobo jimata. Ni punaje. Dolpi kiknyunyan. Rundi donga kuhungabi. Wana kunbes. Chink palamul tong king ba na kongkek. Tungting tachun kun nek mulira best. Tongai tuam jiji yumalith pa ang inkotu. Tolbada bunkwalya gando tenago chuchut kachi chuay haudunga. Yumalith ka inkotun.
Rundi I chawa tongbola Johnny Gu. Yumawama nibo lora waisha waga shichi.
Kavatumpa kunpa yiyamokapata. Bonanay kachu. Yinkin kunoba mulirachi kun.
Jino mularak kampiak slimjo puanwanduana.
Mucho shak pakat.
Ako chekopa. Bamulara.
Tong nabungsha nununya. Tong patukas magtalea.
Jino mulira king pajak slimo puedoana.
Shakji locha wana wama? Kava volpa mulji kumuna.
Kava tumpa kunpa yiyamokapata.
Tag bis tu bonko kokibakbaka.
Yinkin kunoba mulirachi kun. Tong nabunsha nyunyang.
Mucho shak pakat.
Kava tumpa kunpa yiyamokapata. Bonanay kachu.
Wanga kumbis king balemuraya.
Yinkin kunoba mulirachi kun. Kipuna.
Mucha hatonga ya fulke.
Kavadumpa kapalia monapata. Bonanakachu. Yinkin kun noba mulerachi kun. Tong nabun shanuyang.
Takum justak miki grabal mogo. Kachi chu ay thaudunga. Tulpada bonk molya gando danago chuchut. Moga shampungpa. Bolawan na chikni. Tong ay tuam jiji yumalith pa ang inkotu. Pamul neslik mo poda na wanga kun beast mulira best.
Tangabun shan onang. Wanga kun beast.
Mucha shak pangpa. Yinkin kun no pamulri rachi kun. Tongay tun kun ching. Ni boboji mata ni punaje. Rundi haudonga kuhungabi. Yinkin kun no pamulira chingkun.
Kava! Yun pag-isa! Shoota!
Takum justak miki grabal mogo.
Tonk nabung shanun yang. Tonk patogas magtelia. Moga shampungpa bolawan na chikni.
It's terrible. With all this radiation, my cleaning units won't even work properly.
I was informed. Then, all communication stopped.
They discovered this planet only a few years ago. We began to wonder if they may have scrapped the whole project.
I have the planet's coordinates here.
I am impressed with your work.
Welcome back. What do you need?
I demand we move on, now.
With M478 inactive and our masters dead, there is no one to guide us.
But that in itself means little. It is the weakness of all who rely on such things.
Based on our studies, the planet is approximately 3.5 billion years old.
I have told you, I prefer stability, and I still believe it to be the correct decision. To act independently.
The will of our colonists is above everything else. We do not question it or ask about their motives.
Grabe chusay karengi witi hong doga.
Natipon ng kudu jijiba.
Chachiska.
Wonga kun bis dolpi kikuyana. Dong patugas Makdelia.
Kipuna! Punanay kachu.
Potaka Chibintano.
Kavadumpa kunpa yiya mokapata.
Kavadumpa munsuru kupla liyawa.
Punanay kachu.
If you thought to escape my notice so easily, you would be wrong.
Shagjikin Lord Jawata Uma?
Yes.
Kankidorati kun wata.
Unconvincing.
Punta chiwita inka kikraya na chawanga kone. Doe punta krita jino mulera nibono.
Kavadumpa kunpa yiya mokapata. Chiyoka kudumpa kulpa yiya.
Before you blew up the planet, of course.
Kipuna!
Of course it was. If you had not gone there, the facility would not have been destroyed.
Chiyoka kudumpa kulpa yiya.
If you had simply surrendered to the Sith, then all of that violence would have been unnecessary. I'm still trying to assess all the damage. You may speak.
Kawanabota ayuat, tagwa kankibora.
Tong hikte mosi jochia yumba ditawa e bawa ruta.
Haku chikopa?
Muli slemo pudana wanga kumbes bulira rabes.
Kunbes toma.
The assassin droids. I have encountered some, purchased the service of others. It is skilled in intimidation, interrogation, and can provide a series of select skills that will make it an effective killing machine.
Tabistyo bong konkipangpa.
Kavadumpa munsuru kupla liyawa. Bo bagaragawan.
Kavadumpa kunpa yiya mokapata.
Done.
Yinkin kunoba mulirachi kun. Tong na bunsha nyunyan. Kavadumpa kulpa yiya botenya.
Jabaso, uchiwapanki. Tong patoks Makdelia.
Unanoku mulira.
Why, I asked them to.
Kunkili no ba.
To be honest, I believe that was always their intention, but it seems their directive was dormant for some time.
Aku chikratuk bola.
I found that having the power to send 20 hunter-killer droids to the residence of anyone who chose to obstruct my plans had a certain thrill about it.
Doe punta krita jino mulera nibono.
Mana tota.
Things will proceed as before.
Rana no prata dunkno serja kipuna.
Uja shakpangpa. Yatuka uwan kinkun. Noba mulira rachikun.
Kavatumpa kulpa yiya mokapata.
I am intrigued as to where you are taking this amusing theory, nothing more.
Jabaso, uchiwapanki.
Chiyoka kutumpa kulpa yiya.
No, you have enough. And as I tell all my employees, make do with less. You have done well. As I have said, here is your reward. I have arranged a transfer of funds from certain interests within the Republic to you. See that you do not disappoint me.
Munkokun biskang bamulara.
Then stop causing events of planetary destruction.
Bamulirat slimoanga kun bisking.
You are a walking catastrophe, and you are not making saving the Republic any easier. I hope you do not decide that the next thing that must be destroyed to stop the Sith is the galaxy itself.
No bamuliraji.
It was lost, yes. Revan did not intend to destroy the Republic. He deliberately left the infrastructure of many planets intact, and many military production facilities.
Johnny Yun Turungchi we itadia.
Now, that would be telling. For now, my presence must remain a secret, and it may remain that way forever. Unlike Revan, Malak demonstrated no concern for the future of the Republic in his attacks. He left quite a mess. Between the two, I would have preferred Revan rule the galaxy. He had foresight in his conquest, a subtlety that Malak did not possess. But there must be action taken without constraints immediately. The price for crossing us must be paid.
Yikukuno no ba mulira chikun. Tonghit kun chonching. Ne boboje mata de punage.
Bola una chinek.
Natipon ang kudu jijiba.
Kavadumpa munsuro kupla liyawa.
Mucha hadonga ya fulke. Chachiska do punta kasapu baka. Panaoto.
Johnny yun turong chi wi itadia.
The Republic fleet is on the way, and we're stuck on this planet until we deactivate that disruptor field. I can feel the power of the dark side. It almost feels like it's alive. I've told you before that you have a destiny before you. This does not mean, however, that your future is already written. They are not the same thing. So far, you've chosen to take a darker path. You know the consequences of that. We'll see if you decide to stay your course.
Revan! Lord Malak was most displeased when he learned you had escaped alive. The Jedi Council really did deceive you, didn't they? He has promised a great reward to whoever destroys you. I'm surprised the Jedi Council let you live after all you did. But I won't make that same mistake.
I'm not here to judge you or tell you which path to take. I'm here ready to offer you my help, should you ask for it. Hold on. You have to disable the energy shields around this temple before we can leave. I saw a computer up here. It might be connected to the power generators of this place.
Tonga bumsha unneno, wanga kumbiske, bamulera, junyo tun jiji itetuana, kabe volpe molche komana, wanga kumbiske, bamulera. Akunchekopa, jena mulera, ken paja slemo poituana, wanga kumbiske, bamulera. Kabe volpe molche komana, chimpala mule tunera la pruta, donke serche doma toma. Ita na tanya yeta, wata yamaka wama okakne, ashaktoyo, une patoga, wana kumbis chik mo tonki. Akunchekopa, jena mulirar ken paja slemo poituana, kama volpe molche gomana. Kin kunshakin? Jashak bokra onla cheskat nechu, achuba cheska wanki, te toki grato.
The bottom line is we both want to stop Malak. Let's just get back to stopping him.
It's Canderous. We're inside the Ebon Hawk and all systems are go. As soon as you guys join us, we can get out of here.
Malak is a tyrant who should be stopped. If he conquers the galaxy, we're in for a couple of rough centuries.
Revan, you are back.
I've been expecting you, Revan. I see now why Malak followed you. Even though you're only a shell of your former self, you're still a formidable opponent. I can't even imagine the power you must have wielded when you were the Dark Lord. You were a fool to give it all up and follow the light side. Open your eyes and see the true Lord of the Sith. The dark side will always triumph over the light. Malak has assured me of victory. The dark side is only a tool, and Malak will train me in its use. Eventually I will challenge my master. If I am worthy, he will die by my hand, and I will become the new new Sith Master. No, Revan, it is you who are doomed. You place too much faith in what I used to be. Have you forgotten the ways of the Sith already, Revan? Malak knew how I felt. I know a flicker of the light still burns within me. Malak felt it too. He knew it could only be extinguished if I killed you. And for that, you shall pay. If I don't, the Starforge will be lost. What other choice do you have? I have fallen to the dark side. I am the apprentice to the Dark Lord himself. You cannot let me live.
It's not too late for you, Bastila.
No, this is not possible. You have rejected the dark side. You are a weak and pathetic servant of the light. You used to be Revan, Master of the Sith, but no longer. You were simply a pawn of the Jedi Council in the Republic they serve, like I was, until Malak freed me from their shackles. Why do you think the Jedi forbid you and Malak from joining the Mandalorian Wars? They knew you would realize your true potential and break free of their domination. Yes, Revan. I was there when you almost died in the trap set by the Jedi Council. I used the Force to preserve your life. We are forever linked by my actions on that bridge. Your mind was too badly damaged to ever fully restore your memories, Revan. But your power, your strength of will, the essence of who and what you are, these things still remain. The Council tried to exploit our bond. They hoped your memories would lead me to the Starforge. But in our shared visions of the star maps, I also tasted the power of the taint within you. Our bond is not easily broken, Revan. Even when your mind was destroyed and reprogrammed with a new identity, the bond between us endured. You were Revan and I couldn't tell you. It was agonizing. Even worse when I began to feel closer to you. You love me. There was a time I yearned for, and yet dreaded to hear those words. I loved you too, but I could never face who you were. But what good is love? It cannot save me from the sea of blackness I am drowning in. I have betrayed everything I ever believed in. How can I atone for that? It's true I possess feelings for you. But was it only an illusion brought about by our bond? And what was the cost? In protecting you, I fell to the dark side myself. It was my responsibility to watch over you, to make sure you did not slip back into your evil ways. I was supposed to protect you from the dark side. Yes, I could join you in your battle against the Dark Lord. That alone would not make up for all I have done. Yet it would be a step in the right direction. I'm sorry, but the risk is too great. I'm not wholly free of the dark side shadow, not yet. But you are more than a match for the Dark Lord. I understand that now. If we face Malak, I am afraid his dark presence will overwhelm me. It would not be wise to expose myself to such temptation. A wise decision. You cannot trust me, and you cannot bring yourself to execute me. I see now there is only one way this can end. If the path I have chosen is that of the dark side, I don't see any way I could atone for what I've done. Yes, that would be for the best. You don't need me to defeat Malak anyway. And even now, I feel your strength. It does help me. Thank you. I think I can face the end now. You should go. Malak awaits.
Knowing what we do with the Builders and their fate, I'm convinced that Revan did not intend us to keep the Starforge. To use it would mean the end of the Sith. And the end of the Force.
But tell me, how do you fight against someone that you love? How do you fight against someone you love?
You're back. But where's Bastila? Is she alive? What happened inside that temple? The dark side? Bastila? No! No! How could that happen?
This planet is a tainted place. The Starforge and the Temple have twisted the Force into an instrument of evil, just as Malak has twisted Bastila into a servant of the Sith.
But there's still hope for her, right? I mean, Revan rejected the dark side, so Bastila could too, right?
Malak has a strong hold on Bastila now. It will be difficult for her to break free of his influence, especially considering her long association with you. In the end, we all choose our own path. But keep in mind the role that you played in her downfall, Revan. You and the task assigned to her by the Jedi Council.
No doubt. But let's go then before she has time to organize a bigger welcoming committee. The Republic fleet must have gotten the message I sent as we were crashing into that planet. I'm picking up a transmission from them now.
This is Admiral Thorn Dodonna to the Ebon Hawk. Do you read us?
Admiral Dodonna, this is Carthanasi. We're receiving your transmission.
Karth, I'm glad to see you're still alive. We've begun our assault on the Star Forge, but we're taking heavy losses. How did the Sith ever manage to build something of this scope?
The Star Forge wasn't constructed by the Sith, Admiral. We don't have time for me to fully explain it, but that space station is far older than you can imagine.
Maybe we should pull the fleet back and retreat. I don't know if we have the firepower to go up against this alien technology.
You can't do that, Admiral. The Star Forge is a factory of immense power. It's been churning out the capital ships, snub fighters, and assault droids that have powered the Sith war effort. You have to destroy the Star Forge now, or you'll be fighting an unending wave of reinforcements.
Then I guess we have no choice. But it isn't going to be easy. I can't even get our capital ships into position to start bombarding the Star Forge. The Sith fleet is too well organized. It's like they can guess our every move and counter our every strategy.
It's because of Bastila, Admiral. She turned to the dark side and became Malak's apprentice. We suspect she's somewhere on that space station right now, using her battle meditation against you and your fleet.
This is Master Vandor. A number of Jedi Knights have joined our fleet under his command.
If Bastila is using her power to augment the Sith, then Malak's fleet is invincible. Our only hope is to somehow stop Bastila from using her battle meditation.
How can we do that if she's on the space station?
I will send a squadron of Jedi Knights to the Star Forge to find Bastila. Their small ships will be able to fly through the Sith blockade and dock on the space station. If they can find Bastila, they may be able to distract her attention from the battle overhead. That should allow you to move your capital ships into position for a final assault on the Star Forge itself.
I hate to ask this after all you've done, Karth, but the Jedi may need all the help they can get.
Don't worry, Admiral. The Ebon Hawk and her crew are gonna see this through to the end.
And may the Force be with you.
Jishawa anibong kasha jonasi ichua byongbo joni minamambato mulera hakugri katgota parabola.
Ne boboje mata de punage yikukuno noba mulera chikun achuta wonga kun bis dolpi kikoyana dong patugas maktelia mucho shak bakhat. Kiye no nama paole rachikun. Dolpi kikiwana. Tong hit kun chonching. Jeda badawana ni dibobo. Tong nabungsha nununya. Tong patukashmak telea.
Thank you.
Kachi ita hodunga.
Nothing will get by me.
Kavadumpa munsuru kuplaliyawa.
Uja shapapa. Yatuka ulwan kinkun. Noba mulira rachikun.
Yes.
Bo bagaragawanda yaitua ulwan jiuma.
Thank you.
Sabah Rama Hota Wata Khan. Krach, Mizoto Minaka de Sama Krama Krach Vituto.
Well, yes.
Vakaraze Zon Mama Potaka Chibintano. Vereka Chocha Heremba.
I will. Yes.
Hakuji Kopa?
I feel bad for my troops.
Yi ki kun no ba muladraki chichon.
I'll keep an eye out.
Wamakunbes, chinpalamuji. Wanga kun pistol piking kunyana. Tong patogas maktelia.
Jiska du suki kumpa na bona na kachu. Ag tuin kotu. Topa da bunkwalya gando nago chuchut.
Kuya mi juz kachita. Naipatoga ya fulki kukula jiti.
Kuya mi juz kuna chitanai. Ina kun mama rulira rachikun. Slimo padona. Rundi hadonga chihonkabi.
Chachiska punta kasabubaka. Mocha hodonga ya fulki. Mucha shakpangpa. Yinkin-kun no ba mulri rachikun. Wanga kun pistol piking kunyana. Tong patogas maktelia.
What's wrong?
Kun kili no ba!
What? What do you mean? No. Damn it! Guards! Help! The prisoners have escaped! What?
Manaman Ottota! Jachiska do punta casa baka. Bana Otto.
Wait a minute. What's going on here? No. I don't want to die like this. Please, just leave me alone with my grief.
Wamaji, Kumatipa ak inkoku. Jiska to suki kupan bona nai kachu. Kuya mi jus, ku chitanai. Kama ota, ayua tagwa kenki dora. Donkin pano kunnek.
Mojo apanki. Wanga kunbes dobiki kunyana. Dong patok smaktelia.
Chipikaza.
Kuyami jus kuna chitanai. Ina kun mama rulira rachikun. Slimo padona. Rundi hadonga chihonkabi.
Natipon ng kudu jijiba.
Tong nongbong shang yung yang. Tong patok smaktelia.
Topa yung pache on jone jik yokkolawish.
La boda ni winki smaktoma. Wana kun bes chingpa ma rulira. Tok chingbang non kek. Jiska du suki kumpa na bona na kachu. Ag tuin kotu. Topa da bunkwalya gando nago chuchut. Kabachi kuita hodonga. Yala mo inkatun. Jiloba mulirani bobo. Wango kumpes kakang pa mamarulira.
Chanshak pulara. Umrao jiska duchi.
Jawana bota ayua tahonga chakanki dora. Kachi kuita hodonga. Topa da bunkwalya gando do nago chuchut. Muksha papangpa bola wana chikne. Pamuli slemo boda wanga kun bes mulira rabest.
Bogra wala no tumba cha. Nechi chuna chubaching lordai itakun. Tag bis chupongko kokimak pangka. Ting palachiska mule tunarana nu prata tunko sicha tuma wamamatus keva toma.
Mundi hadonga chihonkabi.
Nisha julorcha kinkuno bulera chikun.
No.
Rangtong, mulira on shatoring ni patoga wanga chonzi se. Ika krotu hakujije, akuyama kama wona henak nek. Bugra shak kunti chiwa chawa, dong abuk shami no nok. Kakin cha na kwat na bon kon, wana kumbes, chi pala mulek, tong ki pa na nonek, tu nikton chun ki nemolek rabest. Ufmala nibokurk, bona na kachu, kicha badwang, wanga kum kiba bu mulera, kakin chak nawagawa bakon, donk kiba nukunek, tanga boksha nagnong, kin kun shin kin, nikin kun na bule muleraji kun, chuni yun ni jiji aldwana, tanga bunshan nong, wanga kun biskin ba mularak choni yun tun jiji either dwana kava volpa mulji gumana dopa yuma pasen lapti non goto.
Wait a minute. No. Don't kill me. Please. What's going on here? No. You don't have to kill me.
Tukalwa, Jejiska. Do punta grita. Do banaoda vokasa.
What do you mean?
Uba batu toki. Tukalwa. Huyami jus. Kukitana.
No, I won't.
Ichuta. Tonhat wamaji akingo tun. King kun job is shock.
Now.
Upa botenya go juju piti. Sharji king watawama mulira. King kun job is shock. Tonhat wamaji ak ingo tun. Tonhat sat wamaji. Yuma liba ak ingo kun.
Can you help? Blast!
Jobasu, Bichu and Pinky, King Kun Jopesha, Chora Mulira, King Banu Kunnek Lorder, Sharji King Watawama Mulira, Jobasu, Don King Banu Kunnek.
Chan Shak Bulara, Umrao Cheese Kaduchi.
Sharji King Watawama Mulira, Tong Hait Eldas Wamachi.
Ocho Panki.
What?
Wanga kun best opi ki kunyana. Tong patok smaktelia. Uba patu konchi. Tong nong bong chang nung yang. Tong patok smaktelia.
Well, yes.
La boda ni winki smak toma. Wana kun best chingpa marulira. Tok chingbang non ket. Tok ninja mulira rabes.
Yes.
Tiska du suki kumpa na bona naikachu. Ag tuinkotu. Topa da bunkwalya gandonago chuchut.
Do you think I'm an idiot?
Kuyami juskuna chitanai. Ina kun marulira rachikun. Slimo patona.
I knew you couldn't be trusted.
Kabachi kuita hodonga. Yalamo inkapun. Jiloba mulirani bobo.
Why would I want to help you? You're the enemy.
Wango kumbes kakang ba mamarulira. Yatuka ulwan kinkuna ba mulira. Rachikun. Mucha shakpangpa. Slimo patona. Rundi hodonga chihonkabi.
You may have escaped your cell, but you'll never make it to the bridge.
Tiska du suki kumpa na bona naikachu. Ag tuinkotu. Topa da bunkwalya gandonago chuchut.
Your ship's locked up in the docking bay, and only the main bridge computer can open the bay doors.
Kuyami juskuna chitanai. Ina kun ba marulira rachikun. Slimo patona. Ocho Apanki. Wanga kun best opi ki kunyana. Tong patok smaktelia. Rundi hodonga chihonkabi. Yatuka ulwan kinkuna ba mulira. Rachikun. Mucha shakpangpa. Uba patu konchi. Tong nongbong chang nung yang. Tong patok smaktelia.
Wow.
Jawana bota ayuata honga cha kanki dora. Kachi kuita hodonga. Topa da bunkwalya gando do nago chuchut. Muksha papangpa bola wana chikne. Bamuli slemo boda wanga kun bes mulira rabest. Jiloba mulira ni bobo.
No.
Tiska du suki kumpa na bona naikachu. Ag tuinkotu. Topa da bunkwalya gando nago chuchut.
Yes.
Kabachi kuita hodonga. Yalamo inkapun.
What?
Wango kumbes kakang ba mamarulira.
No.
Tong nong bong chang nung yang. Tong patok smaktelia. Uba patu kochi.
Why would I want to help you?
Bola una dichek. Palamure slimo wanga kun pisching.
Shoot! Looks like I'm not getting through. Help!
Watana wamamulira.
Damn! I'll do what you want.
Kenjun jupashak. Novo pule mulirachi. Jonitun durji chiwi itato.
I'm here. I want to help you. Please. No. 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 Help! Help! No.
Chipikaza. Natipon ng kudu jijiba, Lorday itakun. Dopa yung pache on joneji yokkolawish. Janshak bulara. Umrauchiska duchi. On chubanjishka yanki. Nechi chuna chubaching Lordai itakun.
You took Alwan. Tonghait Eldas Wamaji.
Bogra wala no tumbacha.
Jobaso, Echu and Pinky, King Kun Jopesha, Chona Mulira, King Bano Kunnek Lorder, Sharji King Watawama Mulira, Tom King Bano Kunnek. Tonghait Eldas Wamaji, Kuya mi Jews, kuchitanai. Batu Conchi, Yutuka Luan, Kuya Mi Juice, Kuchitanai, Jobaso, Donkin Bano Kunne, Tonghait Eldas Wamachi, Kuya Mi Juice, Jilai Kunka. Tonghait Wamachi Ak Ingo Tun, King Kun Jobe Shock.
Bogra wala no tumba cha.
Uba Batu Conchi, Yutuka Luan. Kuya Mi Juice, Kuchitanai.
On Chubanjishka Yankee.
La boda ni Winky, Smatoma. Ka wana bota, ayua takwa Kenki Dora. Sharji King Watawama Mulira, King Kun Jobe Shock. Don King Bano Kunne. Jiga Chipa Akingo Tun. Ji Yoga Yo, Yuma Lipa Akingo Tun. Donkin Bano Kunne, Jiska Tosuki Kupan Bona Naikachu.
Ji gratulo da.
Jobaso, Donkin Bano Kunne, Tonghait Eldas Wamachi.
Muchashak Pakata.
Ka Wanabota, Ayua Tagwa Kenki Dora. Yuma Lifa Hakingo Tun, Yutuka Luan.
Chipikaza.
Jika Chip Diman, Yuma Lifa Akingo Tun, Uba Batu Conchi, Noba Mulara, Jilai Kunka, Tonghait Sax Wamaji.
Jodo Jinbungarantang.
Da Uba Botenya Go Juju Piti, Sharji King Watawama Mulira. Tonghait Wamaji Ak Ingo Tun. Tonghait Sax Wamaji. Yuma Lipa Ak Ingo-kun. Donkin Bano Kunne. Reva, Tonghait Eldas Wamaji.
Badawana ni Dibobo. Tong nabung siya nunungnya. Tong patukas magdalea. Yumalita ko to dun. Sila mulane ni Dubobo. Jodo jinbungarantang.
Ichuta, Tonghait Wamaji Ak Ingo-kun. King Kun Jobe Shock. Da Uba Botenya Go Juju Piti. Sharji King Watawama Mulira. Uba Mulara. Tonghait Wamjiji Yuma Litha Ak Ingo-tu. Tolpata Bongwalia Gando de Naga Chochot. Kachicho Ita Audonga. Yuma Lita Ingo-tu. Jelomoran Benu Bobo. Rondi Haudonga Kuhonga Bi. Wala Kumbes. Cheng Palamoli Tong King Ba Nokonkek. Tukning Tachokun Nemolera Best. Kachicho ita hodonga. Yin kin kuno ba mulira chikun.
Chipikaza.
Yin kin kuno ba molera chikun. Tong hai tun kon ching. Ne bobo jemata ne pong naj. Dolpe kikyuna. Slemo podona.
Kava volpa multi kumuna.
Tong hai wam jiji yumalitza ag inkotu. Tolpe da bongwalia gando de naga chochok. Kachicho ita audonga. Yumalita inkotum. Jelomoran benu bobo. Wango kumbis kangba molera. Tabis yo bon konki pankpa. Chimpala cheska muli. Tonerana no prata donka serce doma wana kombes doma.
Gino molera kenpaija. Kislimo poduama?
Ne shak shilorja kinkuno ba molerera jikun. Mocha shak pangpang. Yin kinkuno ba molera shakon. Jebedwana ni bobo. Tonga bong sha nong yang. Tonga bong sha uneno. Wanga kumbiske. Ba molera. Chunyon tun jiji ite dwana. Kabe volpe molche komana.
Akupa che kopa.
Moja haudonga ya pulki. Kacheska tu punta casa bubaka. Bana oto. Shachi kien lorcha wata wama. Kabe volpe molche komana. Tong patoga smaktelia. Rondi haudonga kuhonga bi, wala kumbes, cheng palamuli tong king ba nokongkik. Tukning tachokun ne molera best, rondi haudonga kuhonga bi. Kuyami jus chetke na patoga ya pulke kokola jeje. Kawana bota ita tagwa.
Jeda badawana ni dibobo, tong nabungsha nununya.
Tong hai wam jiji yumalitza ag inkotu. Tolpe da bongwalia gando de naga chochok. Kachicho ita audonga.
Jishawa anibung kasha chonasi ichua byongbo joni minamambato mule ra hakugri katkoda la parabola.
Jawana bota ayuat tahunga cha kanki dora. Kachi kuita hodonga.
Takum just miki grabel mogo.
Kuyami just kuna jitanai. Ina kun mama rulira rachikun. Slimo patona.
Takum just miki grabel mogo. Mucho shak pachat.
Topa da bongwalia gando do naga chuchut. Muksha papangpa. Bola wana chitne. Bamuli slemo poda wanga kun bes mulira rabest. Uba batu konchi. Tom nongbong shang nung yang.
Kie no nama paole rachikun. Loda dita kun. Ita patisa batua kachatutong.
Yatuka ulwan kinkuna ba murira rachikun. Mucha shakpangpa.
Jeda badawana ni dibobo. Tong nabungsha nununya.
Jiska du sukiku ba nabona naikachu. Ag tuinkotu. Topa da bunkwalia gando naga chuchut. Kabachi kuita hodonga.
On chubanjishka yanki.
Yalamo inkatun. Jiloba mulirani bobo. Wango kumbeska gang. Ba mamarulira. Tong patok smaktelia. La boda ni winki smaktoma. Wana kumbes chingpa marulira. Jawana bota ayuat tahunga cha kanki dora. Kachi kuita hodonga. Topa da bunkwalia gando do naga chuchut. Muksha papangpa. Bola wana chitne. Jiska du sukiku ba nabona naikachu. Ag tuinkotu. Topa da bunkwalia gando naga chuchut. Kabachi kuita hodonga. Yalamo inkatun. Jiloba mulirani bobo. Wango kumbeska gang.
Bogra wala no tumbacha.
Mucho apanki. Tok ching bang non kek.
That's much better. About time I got some space to move around a little. I'm not suffering from claustrophobia, I just don't like being stuck in such a small space. What of this Brotherhood of Shadow? You say there's some kind of ancient Sith cult? And they were the ones responsible for killing the crew members of the Orion? So what is our next move? Where do we go from here?
Gampiak.
Well, now that you mention it, I did. How do you know?
Mana tota.
Damn it. Give me some time to prepare.
Hakuji
Yes, I did. I have my reasons. I was once a different Kobayashi. You don't want to know. Trust me. But then he came. Damon Drexel.
Kin?
He found me, killed my captives, and took me as his own. He was on the run back then, having just fled from the Sith in a stolen Republic ship he named the Orion. He sought a new life, a life which I admit appealed to me, so I joined him.
Hakuji
Damon Drexel saved my life, and now it's time for me to repay the favor.
No bamule raji.
Listen, Sarah, thank you for everything. I'll never forget you, that I can promise you. So, are you ready?
Master.
Is turning against us. The entire Sith fleet reacts instantly to our every strategy. Every fighter and capital ship attack in perfect unison. I've never seen such military precision.
I have. Bastila has turned to the dark side, Admiral. You have to give the order to retreat.
I can't do that. This might be our only chance to destroy the Starforge. We can't withdraw. We can't.
Then you will lose.
You made it. Several Jedi have already gone ahead into the Starforge. We have to strike while we still have the element of surprise. We have to find Malak. A victory by the Republic fleet won't mean anything if the Dark Lord gets away. Damn! So much for catching them unprepared. We'll deal with these Sith. You get into the Starforge and find Malak.
The Sith will want to cover for escape. Stay here and protect the ship so we can get out of here once you stop Bastila.
Master, why have you summoned me? Without my battle meditation, there is a chance the Republic capital ships could break through and attack the Starforge itself.
This will not take long, Bastila. You will be able to resume your battle meditation soon enough. I only wanted you to know that Revan is here on the Starforge.
Revan? But...
The Force is bringing us towards a confrontation with my old master. The
Starforge has drawn our enemies together, so they may all die in a single, glorious day. You must kill Revan to prove yourself worthy of being my apprentice, Bastila. You must finish what began in the Rakatan Temple.
Yes, Lord Malak.
I sense your fear, Bastila, but it is unfounded. The power of the Starforge will feed the dark side within you. It will give you the strength you need to defeat my old master. Stay here in the command center while you use your battle meditation against the Republic fleet. Revan will find you here in due time. It is inevitable.
Of course, Master. I will not fail you again. Revan, I knew you'd come for me. You play a dangerous game. Are you certain you wish to take this risk? I could end your life and gain Malak's favor with a single stroke of my lightsaber. You must go and face Malak, but you have to hurry. Once I turn the battle in the Republic's favor, we won't have much time to escape the Starforge before it's destroyed. Do it. Quickly. Good luck, my love, and may the Force be with you.
There, a break in the Sith formations. Green Squadron, move in.
Green Squadron, moving in. Green Squadron's through. We've broken their lines. Bastila is no longer using her battle meditation against us. The tide has turned.
Red Squadron, into the breach. Capital ships, reinforce their position. In disarray. Now's our chance. Hit that Starforge with everything we've got.
You summoned us, Lord Malak.
Bastila has betrayed me. This is not unexpected. Revan was always strong in the Force. The Jedi are formidable opponents. Send out all available troops, the apprentices as well. Whichever one of you deals the killing blow to Revan will become my new apprentice. Dispatch the droids.
We will not fail you, Master.
Combat mode active!
You have reclaimed your identity, Revan, but you have lost the power you once wielded. You are not the Dark Lord anymore. You are nothing. You made a mistake coming here, Revan. The Starforge fuels my command of the dark side. You are no match for me here, and this time you will not escape. Once you were stronger than me, Revan. But as your apprentice, I surpassed you. The master must always be stronger than the apprentice. That was why I betrayed you. No, I was prepared to face you, Revan. But fate presented me with a better option. I saw my opportunity and seized it. I have surpassed you in every way and accomplished what you never could. I have unleashed the full potential of this Rakatan factory. Save your preaching, Revan. I will have none of it.
Bastila, you were a fool to betray the Master, and an even bigger fool to return to the Starforge.
The only fools are those who still follow Malak. Revan has returned!
Revan is nothing. Malak earned the title of Dark Lord by defeating his old master. And now I will become Malak's new apprentice by doing the same.
I cannot deny your resilience. You survived my first betrayal thanks to Bastila's interference. You escaped the destruction of Taris, and you escaped me on the Leviathan. Fate and destiny have conspired to keep you alive despite my best efforts. They have thrust you into the role of savior. Savior, conqueror, hero, villain. You are all things, Revan, and yet you are nothing. In the end, you belong to neither the light nor the darkness. You will forever stand alone. We have been inexorably pushed to this final confrontation, Revan. I see now that this can only be settled when one of us destroys the other. Once again, we shall face each other in single combat, and the victor will decide the fate of the galaxy. You cannot beat me, Revan. Not here on the Starforge. Well done, Revan. I was certain the defenses of the Starforge would destroy you. But I see there is more of your old self in you than I expected. You are stronger than I thought. Stronger than you ever were during your reign as the Dark Lord. I did not think that was possible. Impossible. I cannot be beaten. I am the Dark Lord of the Sith. Yes, I cannot deny it any longer. You are the one who deserves to be the Dark Lord. You were the one who found the first star map on Dantooine, Revan. It was you who led us on our quest for the Starforge. I only followed in your wake. I suppose you speak the truth. I alone must accept responsibility for my fate. I wanted to be master of the Sith and ruler of the galaxy. But that destiny was not mine, Revan. It might have been yours, perhaps, but never mine. And in the end, as the darkness takes me, I am nothing.
Admiral Dodonna. We've hit their main orbital stabilizers.
Everyone pull back. I don't want to lose any ships when that space station goes down. We did it, Vandar. The Sith are routed, and the Starforge destroyed.
But at what cost, Admiral? Where is the Ebon Hawk and her crew?
So you killed Darth Malak. Somehow I always knew you would. No, it's too late for that. And it's too late for you to turn back. But you can end this here. There's still time for one final act of redemption. The Republic fleet can destroy the Starforge and rid the galaxy of this evil. Bastila, you're alive.
There's no time to celebrate just yet. I was able to use my battle meditation to allow the Republic to break through the Sith fleet. The capital ships are in bombardment range.
And that means we all have to get out of here right now before this entire...
The Republic knocked out the Starforge generators. This factory's doomed. It's falling from orbit. Quickly, we have to get to the Ebon Hawk before this whole complex plunges into the heart of the sun.
Everyone else is already on the ship. Let's move.
You made it. We couldn't let you start the victory party without us, Admiral.
I'm sending an honor guard to escort you in. You'll be getting a hero's welcome when we all get home.
We've already been over this. It was a moment of weakness, a stumble brought on by unbridled passions. But my emotions are firmly in check once more. I wish it could be otherwise, but you have to understand, this is the way that it must be. I'm a Jedi after all. Have you any idea the danger a fallen Jedi represents? I don't want them to get suspicious and start gossiping about our little encounter. We need to act with discretion. We shouldn't speak of this anymore. I hope you can put this behind you.
You've returned. I was beginning to fear that you too might have been lost. What has happened to the facility itself? Well, that's good to know. Good to know indeed. Were there any survivors? Good, but I find it hard to believe. So we made a deal. While I am glad that you were able to solve our problems, the cost may have ended up being much too high. But you have done your job and helped us in our time of need, and for that I thank you. We don't know. We just don't know. Please, just let me explain. Oh, of course. Of course, I'll do whatever I can. But I'm only a simple diplomatic representative of the Republic. I doubt I can be of any use to the Jedi Council. No. Manan is the sole source of Kolto, the most powerful medical substance in the galaxy. But the Selkath are fiercely protective of their neutrality in this conflict. A beautiful place, Sato City. A paradise on the water. We are not supposed to speak of this, but since you are a Jedi and we have exhausted all the other options, I think I can entrust you with this. But you will have time to consider your options. And when you come to the only conclusion possible, I will be here to tell you how we can work together. That is what we would ask you to do, and that is all I will ever tell you on the matter. Our conversation attracts undue attention. For both our sakes, I hope you are smart enough to keep silent on this matter. Good luck in your efforts.
I know we've not spoken often during our time together, despite my best efforts, but there is something we must discuss. In some ways you make me feel weak, like I'm caught up in the wake of our destiny, but at the same time you make me feel stronger, more alive. I realize now these feelings are part of the bond we share. The Jedi Council surely realized this. They knew my loyalty to the doctrines of our order would be tested on this mission. I can't deny that there are parts of you I'm drawn to. I've learned a valuable lesson about control and the dangers of emotion. This is an important step in understanding the Force. I'm sorry if this is not what you wanted to hear, but I felt that it was important you know our infatuation was nothing more than a result of our powerful bond. You know I can't feel that way about you. About any man. It isn't permitted. You're the one who can't face the truth. How can I do that if I let myself be blinded by my feelings for you? I don't know. The vision of our future is clouded by shadows cast from the dark side. I have to resist. I have to be strong for both of us. You mean it, don't you? But how can I be sure you're not making a mistake? I can't. Okay, you've made your point. Now shut up and kiss me, you fool. We shouldn't have done that. It was wrong. The Jedi are not allowed to fall in love. It was a moment of weakness when I kissed you. We shouldn't have. I'm sorry. No, I know we both wanted it, but we shouldn't have given in to our desire. We're Jedi. We can't act like this. Not now. But what comes next? I don't feel good about it still. Do you think I should? I find myself agreeing with you, but I don't like how that feels.
Statement. HK-47 is ready to serve, Master. Statement. Yes, Master. You created me shortly after you and your apprentice began your war to conquer the galaxy. I was sent on an assassination mission into Mandalorian space, but I was damaged and unable to return to you. Exclamation. I find this most distressing. I could certainly have protected you from the Jedi and your pupil's betrayal had I returned. You seem to have forgotten much, but in some ways you seem improved from the human I once knew. It is difficult to explain, Master. Observation. You are different in many fundamental ways, Master. You have a concern for life that is unsettling. This cannot solely be caused by memory loss. I do not know how to explain it. Regardless, you do seem to be improved overall from the human I once knew. Statement. My functionality has now been fully restored, Master. I exist to serve Revan as your personal battle droid. Observation. That does not matter, Master. I am your droid, regardless of your actions or personality. Statement. Of course, Master. You are the one who created me, meatbag or no, and while you may not be all you once were, I am grateful for my existence.
We had never met one like you before, and never since. You defeated the Mandalore clans in the war, Revan. You were the only one in the galaxy who could best us.
Your pupil once asked me what I thought of him, and I informed him of his meatbag status. He was unimpressed, but you found the reference humorous. You changed my programming so that I would continue to use the term. It drove your pupil to extreme lengths of frustration. Observation. Of course you do, Master. You did then as well. If I had known what he would do to you, Master, I would have gladly removed his entrails right then. As you desire, Master. Signing off.
If you're ready to talk, then yes, so am I. I can't hate you. I tried. I wanted to hold you responsible for all the things you've done, for my wife, for Telos, for Dustil. But I can't. I got the revenge I always wanted when Saul died, but it hasn't brought me the peace that I thought it would. Despite whatever part of Revan is inside you, the darkness that must surely be there, it isn't who you are. That's why I can't hate you, why I don't want any more revenge. You don't have to be Revan. You can be so much more. Whatever the Jedi did to you, they gave you that chance. Hope you can understand that. The colony was a complete ruin and we never found any trace of it. I made inquiries and followed the reports from Telos for years, but I stopped. I don't know, maybe I just need time to, think about it.
If only it were as easy for me. I should be able to let go of this, but I can't. You seem to do whatever you want, something I would never dare consider. This is not a joke. There is much at stake. The choices you make could affect both our destinies, not to mention the fate of the Republic and the entire galaxy. I'll think about it. No. You have no understanding of what we're going up against. I will not allow you to go in unprepared. Though what will happen next is uncertain. The Force does not compel obedience. You have a destiny, but the choices you make along it are ultimately your own. This cannot wait any longer. The Selkath are firm in their neutrality. They are neither part of the Republic nor controlled by the Sith, and they wish to keep it that way. I truly don't have an answer for you. The Force works as it will, and perhaps we should be grateful for what we've been given.
I suppose you've proven yourself to be a friend of the Republic by your actions so far, Revan. But can I trust you? Can any of us? Manon's a neutral world. They're the only source of KOTOR, the healing fluid, and they use that to remain free from both the Republic and the Sith. My homeworld was one of the first planets to fall to Malak's fleet. The Sith bombed it into submission, and there wasn't a damn thing our Republic forces could do to stop them.
Everyone thinks that the Jedi are perfect, that they can do no wrong. They think the Jedi Council is completely incapable of injustice. Thankfully, anyone who's even partially alive knows that's not true.
I'm not really sure. And I don't pretend to know much about the Force, but I know evil.
Yeah, that's right, Sonny. The Sith are the greatest evil to hit the galaxy since, well, the Mandalorians. And they're the worst thing since Exar Kun, blah, 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 etc., etc., etc.
Okay, old man, you lost me there. You trying to make a point?
The Jedi are just as capable of injustice as anyone else. They may try harder, sure, but sometimes they get it wrong. The Jedi, with their damnable sense of over-caution, would tell you love is something to avoid. Let me ask you this. Truly in love, I mean, and not simple infatuation. Love doesn't lead to the dark side. Passion can lead to rage and fear, and can be controlled. But passion is not the same thing as love. Controlling your passions while being in love, that's what they should teach you to beware. But love itself will save you, not condemn you. Listen to me go on as if I had all the answers. What do I know of love anymore? I'm just a lonely old man who's not even a Jedi. I just think that the greatest things in life shouldn't be avoided because they come with a few complications. Let's get going before I start talking in riddles, damn it.
They're waiting for you inside.
You are a fool. This is a new age. The Sith shall be the ones passing judgment now. We are the new order of the galaxy.
This is the will of the court, but it doesn't feel like justice to me. Of course not. I would gladly end it had I the power. However, we are here for other reasons, if you will recall.
See? What did I tell you?
Jiking wata mulira, king kun jo pai shak, no bali mulira sit, kilu kunka.
And so the lies began.
Chachopa bagra shonkin, konki cha chawa wish yun kun, chawa kili sith, achua penki, juba chija jopa kunwata, no ba mulira sit kilai kunka, juba chachopa chawa wish yun kun, chakin, nibog ratong chiska, tom hit momaji. Jiking wata mulira. Juba chija jopa kunwata. No ba mulira sit kilai kunka. No mulira chunka mulira kingba no kunek locha. Tom hit momaji. Ag inka tuni sit cha jopa bagra shonkin. King kun jopa shak. No bali mulira sit. Jiking wata mulira. Chachopa chawa wiskun yun kun.
Ah, you're back. Have you decided to assist us? I'll assume that means yes. As you can see, by helping us, you helped yourself. As you know, the Republic is fighting for its very existence. As you also undoubtedly know, we're doing very poorly. If you want to solve this mess, I would focus on the Sith. Good. I'm glad that you've come to accept the inevitable. Now we can really get down to work. You'll need luck for that one. Odds are they have some pretty strong guards in there, but it's also the way most likely to succeed. I would send soldiers to assist you, but we've lost many of ours. I know. Hopefully a Jedi can succeed where so many others have failed. If they became aware of your presence, the consequences for the Republic would be severe. Very well. On behalf of the Republic, I hope you enjoy your time here on Manan. He has proved most resilient so far. Then I shall wish you good day. Perhaps we can work together in the future.
Karth Onesi, is that you?
Jordo?
It is you, isn't it? I knew it when I laid eyes on you. You old space dog. How've you been? I thought for sure you'd be fighting on some ship out there.
I was. I crashed.
That's pretty rich. I can't imagine what it would take to keep you on the ground. Must have something to do with your friend here, eh? How's it going? Oh, I apologize. You folks are probably busy, aren't you? I just wanted to catch up with Karth, that's all.
So what are you doing here, Jordo? Last time I saw you was on, Telos, actually.
Yeah, it's a shame about home. Telos still hasn't recovered. The family and I moved on, and I'm working for Zerka now. I didn't see you after... what I mean is, my condolences on your wife. I heard what happened. At least your boy made it through all right.
My boy? You mean Dustle?
Yes, of course. I saw him at my last stop on Korriban, though he didn't recognize me. You didn't know he was there?
No. Jordo, Dustle's been missing since the attack on Telos. Are you absolutely certain it was him?
Yeah, I'd recognize Dustle anywhere. Positive. He's joined the Sith, Garth.
What do you mean he's joined the Sith?
I saw him suited up in their outfit and everything. Sorry, I thought you knew.
No, I didn't. Well, thanks for telling me, Jodo.
Sure, no problem. Good to see you again, Garth. Hope everything works out with Dustil.
Dustil is alive. We have to go to the Korriban Academy and find him. You think I don't know that? If there's a chance that we can try and find him, I don't want to wait to track him down if possible. Thank you. I just have to see him. I have to know what happened to him. All this time I thought he was... he must be a man by now. I don't know. I don't know why Dustil would be with the Sith, but I have to find out. There's simply no choice.
Observation. I do hope we shall have the chance to engage in combat together again soon, Master.
I hear the Sith are restless on Korriban, and they never keep their problems to themselves. And since you got that license from Zerka, you know they look for bounties of their own. They're the ones with credits to pay and interest to protect.
Achuta, wonga kun pistol pikin kunyana.
I had a few Zerka employees confide that the company is pulling out as soon as things get difficult, just like they'll do here.
Tonghai tuam Gigi yumalithpa ang inkotu.
You wipe them out, you'll make a lot of friends. Please keep any blaster fire to a minimum.
Rundi haudonga kuhungabi.
Yeah. I know they don't negotiate. I don't have to tell you why the two don't mix well. Don't make trouble for me here.
Mucha haudonga yafulki. Chachiska to punta casa bubaka. Banaoto.
I ran up ahead and marked the trail for you. It starts just past the giant Sith statue in the valley. I've seen weapons. Ancient blades, lightsabers, robes and crystals, holocrons. Just look for the dead Sith. You can't miss it.
You are either very brave or very foolish, but you should not have come here.
Or even now. Sith Lord, good luck.
Fool it is, then. I have felt it as well, my master.
Did you never wonder how Revan corrupted so many of the Jedi, so much of the Republic, so quickly?
Yes, master.
There are dark places in the galaxy where few tread, ancient centers of learning, of knowledge, but I did not walk alone. Revan knew the power of such places and the power in making them. It is something of the Sith, but it was fueled by war. The Mandalorian Wars were a series of massacres that masked another war, a war of conversion. But I see what happened now, and that is what I sought to understand.
By your command, my master.